This is for parents who feel very distant from their children or are becoming distant gradually. In other words, there is no bond, there is no warmth, there is no friendship in the relationship. It feels like living with a stranger in your own house who also eats your food. The cause of this distance could either be in the child and or the parent. In child, because maybe your child is naturally introverted, doesn't enjoy talking, sharing, or just going through adolescence where their need for interaction with parents is reduced. Or maybe your child is prone to dysfunctional behaviors like lying, aggression, high self-centeredness, low empathy, which can prevent the child from developing good relationships, not just with parents but with people in general. Children can display some very difficult or nasty traits with no fault of parents. But here our focus is parents. What mistakes do parents make which lead to distance in the relationship with children? I'll discuss 4 common mistakes. I'll name them. First, intentional distance. Second, high busyness. Third, excessive negativity. And fourth, underestimation of child's ability and misperception of what's appropriate. I'll explain them one by one and discuss how to avoid these. First, intentional distance. Before I talk about this, let me tell you about the spectrum of friendship and authority. On left end, there's the extremely friendly parent who is permissive, acts like there's no hierarchy and treats the children like they are pretty much equals. On the right end, there's the authoritarian parent who is strict and controlling, believes parents are higher in hierarchy and it cannot be an equal relationship. This even maps onto the political left and right. Left rooting for equality and a right rooting for hierarchy. What is your ideal parenting style? Friendly or authoritarian? It's usually not black or white for anybody. It's often on a spectrum, like with a bit of both. For example, 30% friendly, 70% authority, or vice versa. In this first point, I'm talking about people who are right-leaning, the authoritarian ones. They make 2 common mistakes. First, some of them go too far right on the spectrum, like 95% authority, 5% friendly or neutral. They start believing that the ideal home is where a child completely follows the rules of the house, cannot question parents, has to respect them unconditionally, and to a certain extent should even fear the parents. These parents end up in this extreme position. Second mistake is, to maintain this position, they use distance as a tool, which is why I call it intentional distance. They believe that distance is necessary to maintain fear, discipline, respect. Becoming nice and friendly would give the wrong message, like that would dilute the control. In the long run, this strategy turns out to be a mistake because they lose virtually all connection with their children. As time passes, the child grows up. The child starts fighting back. Authority is no longer possible. Think about this. The authority is gone. The friendship was never developed. Now you have nothing but distance. This can and should be avoided. How? By moving along the spectrum. Instead of being stuck in extreme, walk towards the center. Wisdom is about balance. Become a friend and an authority. I would suggest 50-50 in the early childhood, and as they grow up, increase friendliness and reduce authority until one day it's all friendship and no authority. Develop 2 relationships at the same time, and it's possible. You can actually balance friendship and authority in one scene. Like families going out to a restaurant, what time to go and come back can be decided by the parent, like an authority. But which restaurant to go to, Italian, Chinese, South Indian, children can play an equal part in deciding that, like a friend. For watching movies, how many movies to watch in 1 week on average? This should be decided by the parent, like an authority. But while watching a movie with them, they can be allowed to make jokes and comments freely, as if they are friends. So the idea here is that you use your authority to create a solid framework for the house, but within that, give them as much freedom as you can and be as warm, friendly, open as you can. Second reason for distance is parents' excessive busyness. Some parents are so busy they have no time for their children. The relationship never develops. Sometimes weeks go by and you couldn't even share a single laugh with your child. You never sat down to even talk. I would recommend spend at least 30 minutes with them every day. At least. There's no certified right amount of time, but spending no time is just wrong. Why did you have the children in the first place? To increase population of the world. Even if you're traveling, call them. Preferably video call them. Overall, 30 minutes for your spouse and 30 minutes for your children should be like the bare minimum. If you can't handle that, starting a family might not be a good idea for you. No matter what your goals are in life, no matter how busy you are with your career, taking an hour overall for your partner and children every day is an absolute must. You can go more than an hour if your life allows. That'll be even better. And of course, there will be exceptions. Once in a while you might miss, but as a general rule, it's very crucial. If you don't give your children enough time, you are depriving them of a secure attachment, and it can actually negatively affect their happiness and health. So literally put this on your calendar, your to-do list. Talk to kids from 9:30 to 10 p.m. or something and give them your complete attention. Third reason for distance is that some parents are very negative or harsh towards children. Like while in the first point, distance was intentional to maintain authority, here, distance is just a side effect of a parent's unwise, negative, irrational behavior. The relationship is filled with negativity and the children just hate the idea of even sitting with the parent. So what to do? Make sure that there is a steady dose of positivity and warmth. In fact, neutral and positive interactions should make up the majority part of the relationship. Think of your last 10 interactions with your child. What were they like? If the answer is, oh, I asked them about homework, I scolded them for staying up too late, I asked them to finish their meal in time and get back to study, I asked them to stop watching TV, I asked them again about homework, etc. Where is the happiness? Where is the fun? Of course, there's going to be distance. So create positive moments frequently. Even if you have to achieve this mechanically, like this Friday evening, I'll just sit with my daughter and just share this joke. Good. Plan it, do it. Even if it feels like crossing off items from your to-do list, do it. No excuses. Without positive experiences and memories, there will be distance. Fourth and last reason that I'm going to discuss today, which causes distance, is underestimation of a child's ability and misperception of what's appropriate for talks. So many parents have nothing to talk about with their child. One reason is that they have this very limiting idea that, oh, they're just children or teenagers. We can't talk to them about mature stuff. They can't handle complex information. Wrong. There is no exact limit, but roughly once they cross the age of 9-10, you can talk to them about any topic. Any. Maybe even before. I'll mention a few examples of some so-called mature or complex topics which you can easily talk about even with your 10-year-old. You had a financial loss recently and now the family is struggling. You had an ugly fight with your husband last night. Why? What is LGBTQIA community? Reasons why you don't talk to your own brother. Why girls have periods. Your favorite cousin cheated on his wife and why cheating is frowned upon in society. What happens after death? Among your 5 friends, which ones do you like, which ones you don't, and why? Whether God exists or not. How your first business failed. How you also hated studying as a child. Why you vote for a particular political party or why you don't vote at all. That your college friend had an unwanted pregnancy because they didn't use contraceptives. Anything. The more transparent and open you can be, the better. Do not protect them from your adult talk. You can and should talk about everything. You'll be surprised to know how mature little children can be over so-called adult topics. And let me tell you, if you hear what they're already talking about with their friends, you'll probably never doubt their ability to handle adult stuff. So open the gates of all kinds of topics, have diverse conversations with them, and you often won't even have to make extra effort for this. Most children are naturally curious. They'll ask weird questions as they grow. Answer them. Engage with them. Don't suppress topics. If you don't know the answers, Google the answers with them. Do not send them away saying, oh, you're too young to understand this. Don't ask them to leave the room every time you're talking about something serious with other adults. That is if the child actually wants to listen and not disrupt. Additionally, whatever you generally share with your friends, your wife, your colleagues, go ahead and discuss the same things with them. Make them feel included. When it comes to sharing, err on the side of sharing too much, not too little. I assure you they have the ability to handle it. This will be one of the best tools to be close to your child. So, these are 4 important points to keep the distance distant. Let me know in the comments, on a scale of 0 to 10, how emotionally close do you feel with your child? Also write the mistakes you or your partner might be making which are keeping the child distant. That's it. My audiobooks on parenting are now available on my website. Keep checking because I will upload new ones regularly. There's going to be a lot of new ideas in those audiobooks which you'll find very useful. By the way, you can also buy audio of this video for repeated listening and as a gesture to support me. If you want to see me grow faster, you can help me in 2 ways. First, if you are feeling generous, please make a donation. I'll use it to hire video makers and researchers. Second, do like my Facebook page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press the bell icon for notification. Please do it right now. If you need counseling for yourself, for your child, or for your relationship, you should book appointments with me. To book an appointment, please go directly to my website page sridharlifeschool.com/counsel and fill the application form there. Just to inform, I get a lot of inquiries for counseling. It makes me very happy, but I'm unable to respond to all of them. I take very limited number of clients to make sure I can give my best and stay sane myself. So in case I have not been able to reply to your messages or get back to you on your application form, I apologize for the inconvenience. I'm working with very limited resources. Just to remind you, in case counseling isn't possible, please buy my audiobooks. They can help you in areas you can't even imagine. Thanks a lot for watching my videos. You are giving me your time. That's the best gift. I really am very grateful.